What the heck is up with you, brother? Hey man, it's your boy Ski. Been through a lot of things, man. Corporate living, you feel me? Bus routes. Now I'm living good, man. Businessman, investment man, corporate man. I done seen some things, man. And I'm looking to spread some love. Anybody can do it. You definitely could do it. Especially if I did it. So just trying to spread some love, man. Hoping there's some like-minded people out there that's willing to listen. And hey, if you're willing to listen, I'm willing to give some information, right? So today's topic we're gonna speak on college, right? So first and foremost, I'm gonna just go ahead and give my little, you know what I'm saying, resume. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I done did. And so it's like when I go ahead and speak about it, folks can't say I'm just speaking out my ass or something, you know what I'm saying? Excuse the language. So I jumped straight out of high school, man, not knowing what I wanted to do. Just like a lot of us, right? So I knew the older generation sitting here talking to me like, hey man, like it's the best way to get ahead in life. You need to go ahead and get that piece of paper. You get that piece of paper, you're gonna double, triple, quadruple what you're worth, right? Okay. So I'm like, dang, I need to do it, but I don't know what I want to do, right? So I was looking all over the place on what to do, but in the first couple of years of college, you don't really need to know. It's better if you do know, but you don't really need to know what you want to do, right? So I was a little bit of an artist, man. Like I'm not gonna speak on like the side stuff, but if I'm speaking just to the man that I was school wise, academically, I was a little bit of an artist. I felt like I was a creative, so I was like, hey, like I went to an academic advisor, told him, hey, I don't know what I want to be. What would you recommend? They put me through a couple of tests. They were like, hey, architect. Looked into what an architect is, man. An architect, they plan design. You know, you can have a hospital, school, or anything, restaurant, airport. I mean, think of any big old building, even the small buildings, but you know, the
Enjoy
small buildings ain't
holiday
making no
savings at
bread. Let's
Kroger
get
with low
let's be honest,
prices
right?
in every
We're here to make
aisle.
some money.
And
So
you can clip and save
um
more with
I
digital
thought,
coupons in the
okay,
Kroger app. Plus, you can earn
maybe.
fuel
Looked
points
into
to
the
save up
courses,
to
not for
$1 per
me.
gallon at the pump.
Okay.
So it's
So I'm
always
like,
easy to
okay, we're gonna
save
stay in the
big.
same kind of
Kroger,
realm,
fresh
you
for
know what I'm
everyone.
saying?
Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions
I
apply.
was
See
thinking
site for details.
construction,
Save
right?
big on
So
your
if we
favorites at the
looking to
Buy
build
5
stuff,
or More
maybe I'm
Save
not a
Dollar week
designer.
sale.
Maybe I'm the
Simply buy
person that
5
wants
or
to
more
like
participating items and save
put
$1
things
each with your
into
card. Kroger,
uh,
fresh for
put the
everyone.
nuts and bolts together, tell them what was feasible or not, right? So I'm looking into it, and they was like, "Oh, maybe you want to be an engineer." Looked at the schooling, definitely not. That school was even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I couldn't do it, but it's just like, man, I'm not trying to go crazy out here. You know. So what else is there? You feel me? If I'm trying to stay in the same realm, construction manager, bam. You feel me? If I'm not designing it, if I'm not telling you how to really make the design work, maybe I could just go ahead and build it, or be the person in the background telling folks how to build it. Bam. It actually, I looked it up in the schooling, it worked for me, right? Built my way up, you know what I'm saying? It started university, started having university thoughts, but all honesty, man, college in our parents' day, it wasn't worth a lot. It wasn't expensive, right? It was expensive, but the outcome outweighed the amount of money that you ran up while you were in college. You'd probably be able to pay your student loans off in a quarter, maybe a fifth of the time that you can today, because wages just haven't kept up with so the debt that you're gonna rack up in school has went up. You know, the amount of the cost per credit, because each class is like 2 to 4 credits, right? Depending on how strenuous, how in depth the class is, it's going to be about 2 to 4 credits, right? And each one of those credits is going to cost you umpteenth amount of dollars, right? Back in your parents' day, probably cost half the price, a quarter the price, right? Now prices don't went up, right? So you're coming out 2, 3, 4, 5 times the amount of debt, but wages haven't really kept up, right? So if you're making maybe double what your parents would have made 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, but the prices for the credits done went up 3, 4, 5 times. The risk to reward has become more and more uneven as the years have went about, right? So there's two routes you could take, right? University or community college, right? You're going to get the credentials either way. Do you want a name behind your credentials, or do you just want the credentials and just be able to sell yourself enough that the credentials matter, right? I chose the route of credentials will matter, and I'm not going to spin that bag when I already know that the debt is outweighing what I'm going to be making by the time I get out of there, out of the system, right? And that's what I did. I went for the construction management route, got my classes done, jumped into the field really early, climbed that ladder and went crazy. You feel me? And that's on top of investments as well. I mean, I'm a risky investor just because it's the same thing in the stock market. Everybody sits there and say, hey, just open you up a 401k, open you up an IRA, yada yada, this, that, and the other. I could get all in depth about it, man. Tax deferred, not deferred. Like, all honesty, this is what I'll tell you. Simplest terms, if you're with a company and they give you any type of match for your retirement plan, go ahead and max out your max. Say it's 3%. Go ahead and put a contribution of 3% to max it out. And you're not a dummy. You are not an idiot. You can go and open up you a brokerage account with Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Robinhood, whatever you into. You can make more on your own. Trust and believe, bro. You could just invest in an index on your own, S&P 500, a NASDAQ. Just put on, just DCA into it, dollar cost average into it. Every paycheck you do it instead of having a financial advisor do it, and you get a smaller percentage at the end of the year, right? Go ahead and take the advantage of the match at your company. You get your little 3%, they double up your 3%, then it makes it worth it. Okay, go ahead and take advantage of that, but don't lock your money up until you're 60, whatever. The rest of that money, go ahead and just invest the way yourself, because all those financial advisors that you get through your company and stuff, all they're gonna do is dump your money into an index. Do it yourself. It's a couple of buttons on a freaking phone, and you don't got to pay for the management fees of being the property manager, not the property manager, the investment managers are going to be taxing you on, and your money's not going to be locked up. If you want to move that into precious metals, if you want to move that into real estate one day, if you want to move that into just cash and like get it out the market, if the market's looking really ugly, I'm getting kind of off track, right? We can make an investment video after this, but back to college, right? So university or community college, right? Your credit hours, because what I told you, 2 to 4 credits. That's every one of your classes is 2 to 4 credits, right? You're going to be paying double, triple, maybe quadruple, depending on the university you go to, just per credit hour, right? For the same piece of paper that says, I am a doctor, I am an architect. It's up to you if you want to do that. That's perfectly fine. If you feel like you need that name behind your name for you to go out there into the real adult world and sell yourself, then hey, more power to you, brother. Go ahead and do it. I was not like that. I went to a community college. I was very strategic in the ways that I took on any type of debt. And we're a debt-based economy. I'm not telling you not to take on debt. Take on debt wisely. Do it at your own risk. Understand what you're doing. Don't be doing no dumb credit card, running up credit cards, or freaking Affirm, or fucking what's that other one? That freaking I don't know. That there's another one that came out that I don't know, man. People are ridiculous. But yeah, the only time that I took out any type of debt, because financial aid is going to pay for most of your stuff if you're going to a community college, especially if you're coming from a less financially savvy family, or whatever you want to call it, however you want to put it. But financial aid is gonna pay for it. And honest and truly, I wasn't doing the greatest. I was on my own at 16 years old, paying my own bills with my couple of roommates on some stuff. We all got together, yada yada, and we just made it work. But it was a struggle. Anytime I needed money, that's when I would take out a student loan. That student loan would help me with my bills. It would help me with my car note. It would help me with just eating, just freaking surviving, right? So I went the cheaper route, still got the same credentials, and was able to live off of student loans when I needed them. If I needed a student loan, I'll take out a little 2,500 here and there, 2,500 here and there, and that's just to pay my bills, make sure that I'm good. Got through school. After I finally was able to make the money, budgeted well, invested well, bam, in a great position, right? So college, it can definitely be a scam if you let the system use you, right? So letting the system use you, I'm gonna just put a worst case scenario out there, right? You come straight out of high school, not knowing anything that you want to do. You go straight. You have good grades. You have good grades. You go to a university, or because if you get a scholarship, it's okay. You can make it work, right? But worst case scenario, right? You go to a university, you pay full price. You go for 4 years for some stuff that doesn't matter, because that's another layer to it. If you're going to school, look up what your degree makes. Look up if you do 4 years and you running up 30, 40, 50, $100,000 of debt. Know how much your freaking degree makes, dude. You're gonna be making freaking 60 grand out of college. Why would you be running up 60 grand in debt? How does that make sense, bro? You're gonna be paying that shit off until you die. Realistically speaking, be realistic with yourself, right? You want odds that are about 3 to 1 max, right? If you're making 90K, come out that thing with about 30K in debt. That's the max I'm willing to do. You can do what you want, but that's the max I'm willing to do. You know, other people have a better risk tolerance. It's just not me. But yeah, where I feel like it back to the subject, right? Do your research on what it makes, so you're not sitting there just wasting money, because those dollars do count. Unless you got a scholarship, you're good to go. You know, unless you got a athletic scholarship, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? Unless you go to a community college and it's all paid through financial aid, you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? But any other aspect other than that, if you're just racking up debt, you're dumb. I'm sorry to say, you're dumb. You know, especially if you're in there for like biology or some like art degree or some like just some freaking outlandish stuff, you know. And if you're going out there to get your master's in that type of business type of stuff, I think you're just scared of the real world. I think you legitimately just don't want to grow the fuck up, right? You're in college to gain skills to be gainfully employed or start your own business, which I would definitely recommend. You know, I'm because in my case, I've gained the knowledge through my corporate experiences, through my college experiences, and now I'm at the point where I can freelance. I can go ahead and capitalize on the information that I have, and that's always the best route to do it. You know, that's going to give you the bigger piece of the pie. Right now, you're fighting for a small piece of the pie, and you're gaining debt for it. So it's not the greatest idea. So just to wrap everything up in a nutshell, right? It's not a scam if you do it correctly, but if you go in it without a plan, they're not trying to save you. They'll give you debt out the wazoo, and you'll come out in a worse position than you came in. And I don't want to hear you talking about, they said that everything was going to be better if I just went to college. There's thought behind actions, and you need to put the thought behind those actions, right? You can't just go to college and think that everything's gonna be okay. Okay. You're not in high school anymore. You're not a little kid anymore. Debt is real. It doesn't go away until you pay it off, right? Jobs are real as well. And when they say that you can make this much, you're going to make that much most likely. Unless you're exceptional, which you may make a little bit more. But there's ceilings to damn near everything unless you're a business owner, unless you're in sales. So just be realistic. Don't just go in there blind and let them just run up a bunch of student loans and just be silly with it, you know. Let's plan and let's actually get our life in a better spot, right? My philosophy in life, every single year I want to grow, you know. If I made 10K the year before, I want to make 10K the next year. I want to make 30K the next year. I want to make 60K the next year. I want to make 100K the next year. Every year I want to see growth, and it doesn't even have to be about money, right? Okay, if I've been in my relationship for 10 years, beautiful woman, expecting our first kid. I had to be financially stable to be able to get my kid. I had to, you know, get us a house to you know, stability. I had to get a stability, and there's steps to it, right? So go ahead and make the goals that you feel like or where you want to be in life, and just work towards it. Every year, just make yourself proud. Every single year, look back and be like, wow, this was my main objective, my higher end goal, and I got to look closer to it. It's not a scam unless you get scammed. Go and make the best out of it, man. There's some good programs out there. There's some really good instructors, man. And there's opportunities out there, man. Just go and grab them. Don't be a damn victim, because you're not a victim. Go and make it work. Go and make it work. It's possible. You're not in somewhere where you're making 20 cents a day, you know, having to freaking escape places just to get a little bit of opportunity. You're here with the opportunity. You know, don't be a victim. But hey, that's what I got to say about college. Is it a scam? No, just don't be dumb. You got this, man. This is Ski, and back again tomorrow with another topic to yap it up about, man. I appreciate y'all stopping in, and till next time.